as far as subcultures go, Guatemala is really, really cool in that the native culture has been saved a lot. So the people that have been there in ancient times were the Mayas mainly, and they were separated into tons of different tribes. So the Mayas would live in Guatemala. They did for a long time, and they were divided into tribes. And so they were at war for a long time, and tribe fighting against tribe all the time. So they developed differences, for example, in their what they wear. But it all looks really similar. But like the longer you're there, you realize that you can see what somebody's wearing and say you're from this place, because all the people from such a place wear the same type of pattern on their clothing. Typically just the women that are from those places will dress like that. The men now just wear like pants and a shirt, but the women will wear like it's called corte, and the material is called huipil. And so it's really expensive. It's made by hand, really fancy, really pretty, and they usually only own like one or two pairs of that clothing for their whole life, that they just rotate. And so it's like if you've seen a Tongan or Samoan lava lava kind of thing, it's like that. They wrap it around themselves, and then just that it's thicker. It's a thicker material because it does get cold there. And then they've got like a blusa, a blouse on top that is usually very intricate and ornate. And so you got a lot of that culture. They speak 24 dialects of that Mayan language in Guatemala. So it was not uncommon at all for us to find somebody that really didn't speak Spanish very well. You get languages like Kaqchikel, Canjoval, Mam, Pocomam. Like, I know these names mean nothing to you guys, but basically they're languages that they only speak in certain parts of Guatemala, and people come from all over Guatemala to the capital city. So we ended up getting to know people from all over the country. So the capital city especially, is just like a melting pot of Guatemalan culture. And it's very cool, very pretty. You get to meet people from all over the country. And then you've got a large community in the eastern part of Guatemala that is like close to the Caribbean, that are black people. And they speak a language called Garifano, that is like an African / Spanish / French / Creole type language. It's pretty crazy. And they're a lot of fun, really cool people. So there's a lot of different cultures. We'd go from teaching one person that spoke a language called Kaqchikel to going to another family that spoke a language called Mam. And like, even though they sound similar to us, they don't understand each other at all, and so they're totally different. Even from like one tiny village over to the next, they could speak a different language, and it's very cool for sure. And they were always very willing to teach us if we asked them to, or to pray in their native language. Usually somebody could speak Spanish well enough that we could communicate just fine, or like 1 out of 5 maybe could, and they would translate. I remember we had one family converts that they spoke Mam, and the husband spoke Spanish and Mam very well, and so we were teaching him, and he was progressing a lot. He was like, yeah, I'm getting baptized for sure. And his wife was still holding back. They were Christian, evangelical Christians before, and she just didn't seem to be getting it, and we couldn't figure out why. And it came to my companion, the inspiration. He's like, what if Eliodoro, the husband, teaches Amarilis, the wife, and Mam? And so we started teaching him in Spanish, and then he would teach his wife and Mam. And it was just like all clicked. She was like, oh my gosh, this is true, I get it. And she got baptized by him because he was progressing faster, and so he got baptized, got the priesthood, and then like a week after he got baptized, or 2 weeks, he baptized her.